say that. Hello and welcome. Today, I'm joined by Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
That's
Hi, I'm
me.
Tweedle.
I'm dumb.
Definitely just gonna go back and edit out my coughing there. What we're doing today is we're doing a start of a series for Power Rangers tier list for the series, putting them where we genuinely think they belong. I'm probably gonna change and use a different tier list at some point just because I'm not the biggest fan of this one. But the grading qualifications are going to be, you know, the opening theme song, what their morphers look like, the morphing sequence, how it looks. If there's a battleizer, we're going to take a look at that because those things starting in space, fucking cool as hell. Don't care what anybody says. They're cool as shit. Armor with more armor? What could go wrong? As well as, you know, the big bads of the series. So, for example, we're starting with Mighty Morphin today. We'll kind of look at Rita, Zed, the combination of Rita and Zed, and then Master Vile. Not going to go too much into the henchmen, just because they are there. They exist. If anything, Babu is the best henchman because he's a master poisoner. Incidentally, one of the Rangers' main villains is a master poisoner. He's never poisoned the Rangers. I'm just saying. Oh, I need to show the screen. There we go. We're not re-recording this. We'll fix it in post. Yeah, never once has he poisoned the Rangers. But yeah, we'll look at the villains of each season, as well as finally going over the Zords. Which, once again, the initial series is going to have way more because we have the transition from the classic Dinozords, which saber-toothed tiger, not a dinosaur, but we let it slide. To introducing the Dragon Zord, best moment.
Yeah, not only that, they have the woolly mammoth too, don't they?
That's true, they do have the woolly mammoth. I think the woolly mammoth is closer in time to...
Yeah, but it's still not a reptile, though.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying at least the woolly mammoth is closer in time frame. But, you know, then we go to the Thunder Zords, which take from a completely different season of Super Sentai, and then finally into the Ninjetti season as well. And then not to mention, on top of that, for most of these seasons, no, they've only got one Zord each in the first two seasons. The second season is when they started, or the third season is when they really started to branch out and experiment with giving the Rangers two sets of Zords in the season, basically, because the Ninjetti season, they have the Ninja Megazord, obviously. Classic Falcon. Fuck you, Ivan Ooze, what you gonna do? But then they eventually get the Shogun Megazords, which the Shogun Megazords, if I'm not mistaken, are kind of photocopies of the... I'm rambling. I'm drunk and stoned, so let's do this. We're starting with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Incidentally, the people with us actually are Andy and Sam, my wonderful buddies here. So your Tweedledee is fair enough. God damn it. We have the potential to be an Ed, Ed, and Eddie trio, but really it's more like Eddie, Ed, and Ed.
Well, that's the thing, dude. We're all Ed.
You're not wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if any of us just walked around the corner and was like, I took the stairs with me. I'd be like, yeah, that sounds about right for our dumbasses. Alright, so let's take a look at the classic opening theme and theme song. We'll also look at the other seasons too. Disregard this. This is part of the show. I definitely need, you know, who owns them now? Saban? Does Saban or Hasbro? Hasbro. They definitely need the money. So classic Rita. Good old Rita.
Yeah.
You know, okay, it wasn't until recently, in like the past 10 years, that I found out Zordon was not played by Bulk.
You thought he was Bolt?
Hold on. Let me defend my statement one moment. Come
Fair
on.
enough.
Come
Fair
on.
enough.
I mean, I'd never really thought about it, so.
Well, I mean, like, you don't see Zordon expressed anywhere. Interestingly, and I cannot get into my tangents. These fellas can attest, as well as my wonderful fiance, that I know a lot of unnecessary information, and I will just branch to it to spout it like a goddamn diuretic. Anyway.
Oh, wait, are you trying to say that Bulk is like a fucking alternate version of Zordon or something?
Oh no, I was gonna say, interestingly enough, in the comics, Zordon's body comes back and gets possessed by the Death. Not giving you more than that.
Huh.
Anyway, pretty solid opening. We've got Zordon doing the introduction. Later seasons, remember, they just had random fucking people doing the introduction that made no sense.
Yeah, and didn't really go well with it.
Yeah. So we see each of the Rangers in their day-to-day. Fucking Hip Hop Keto automatically puts it at an A+ already immediately.
Yeah.
I already told you. I was just gonna say S, but then again,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, nobody wants to watch a 5-minute video when I can show them a 45-minute video. Come on. We really gotta dive into the nitty-gritty. Okay. So not bad. Season 2. We open up differently, which I always did appreciate. So this is when the Thunder Megazords are introduced.
And Zed.
And Zed, yep, Zed makes his appearance. Zed being Zordon's old boss. I'm just gonna randomly sprinkle in Power Rangers lore spoilers in here and just not explain them. Just, you know. I recommend reading the comics. You can tell they really discovered the crossfade technique with video editing in this season.
Ah!
I always thought the Red Thunder Zord was the coolest.
The dragon one?
Yeah, I thought, honest to God, the Red Thunder Zord got treated like a bitch compared to the White Tiger Zord, which is some shenanigans. We need the 3rd season. Season 3. Here we go. And the final. I'm actually going to go back and edit through this, so this won't all be like this. Good old Zed, Rito. I always thought it was weird that in the 3rd season they didn't really explain why they had the Tenga warriors now. Outside of Rito just had an egg with them.
I mean, if people hadn't watched the movie, they would be like, what the fuck are these things?
Yeah, no, the Tengas make even less sense in the movie. Johnny Young Bosch, top tier actor.
They have voice actor too.
Oh, for sure. They're motorcycles that I think they used one episode, by the way. Pretty sure that's the only time they're seen. And I remember the one episode I saw it was just a random Sunday. Whenever I was like fucking 10, I was like, whoa, those are so cool, they're gonna use them all the time. They did not. They did not use them all the time. Alright, so for opening themes, I'm gonna go ahead and say that most of, like, the first one, really good.
Yeah.
The second one, I did not necessarily like the crossfade that much.
There.
It's not bad. It was like me when I first was like, oh, I can do crossfades. Oh, I'm putting them in everything. Yeah, not everything needs a crossfade, but still good. Then additionally, on top of that, we got the fucking third season, which really highlights the fact that they're ninjas, the ninjetti. You also got the cool ass morph. You also always get the cool ass morph sequence where they're in their ninjetti ninja outfits and they become the Rangers. That's pretty radical, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What are your all's thoughts based on opening alone so far?
I still say yes.
Andy, you're bad at discussions when you've already made up your mind.
Okay, God, I'd say at least. But like you said, the crossfades were not necessary.
Yeah.
Like, they were not bad, but like you could tell that they weren't all the same length. And that kind of bothers me a little bit in my soul.
It's like you said, it just got discovered. Like, oh my God, this makes it so much cooler when it actually didn't.
I still say, honest to God, the opening themes easily deserve high A, low S just for the music, and then also just how they're filmed. I think that's pretty fair so far.
Yeah.
So going into it next, we got villains. So let's take a look at good old Rita, Space Witch Bandora. Oh, that's not what I wanted to happen. I feel like massive Wicked Witch of the West vibes, obviously, because she's got the flying monkey as her sidekick.
Yeah.
She's got two monkeys as her sidekicks. She's got Babu and Goldar. Looks a little constipated here. She's having a rough day of it.
I mean, look what she has to work with.
Now, here's the thing, though. So, you all know that Rita's dad is Master Vile, right?
Nope. You're the one that knows way more about
fair.
this.
I have an obsession. So this is Master Vile. That's Rita's dad. He's all cool and chill and shit, right? He's a nice fella. Likes to hang out, right? Not really a nice fella. He's super fucking evil, and he was trying to sacrifice Rita to be the next vessel for Dark Spectre. Instead, she flipped the fucking script, took his powers, and became fucking Mistress Vile.
Oh.
Yeah, big ass. By the way, Zed's a Power Ranger. That's not fan art.
What the fuck?
Alright. Moving on to Zed then. Zed, I feel, is such a well-created character because he's only in the American version, right? He's a US specific villain, right? In the comics, you find out that he was an Eltarian, and not just in one of the Eltarians, Zordon's race. He was their, like, he was their leader of the entire race.
Okay.
And he got corrupted by the Zeo crystal, which was on the moon, which is why Zordon was always there. He was there to watch the Zeo crystal, basically. But he touched it whenever somebody had placed a trap on it, and it blew his skin off of his body.
Ooh.
And that's why he looks like this, by the way.
Makes sense.
Surprisingly, his mind did not fare well afterwards. Can't imagine why. It's not like there's a lot of nerve endings and skin or anything. But in the comics also, he gets a Dimension X Morpher, which is a tie into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle crossover universe of it. And, yep, that's how he becomes this guy. I haven't gotten to read the comics with it in it yet, but I've only just seen the splashes like this of it. It's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Speaking of morphing, man, I'm really good at transitions. We're gonna look. Let's take a look at the Morpher, because the Dino Buckler is, I feel, just iconic. It's the classic. Anybody that ever says it's morphin time, they always do the Dino Buckler handshake, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, fuck, they even have, I was talking to Annie about this last night, they have the Master Morpher coming out for Tommy here soon, and I'm gonna have to fucking buy that shit.
Oh, man.
So interestingly enough, the morphing grid, the way it works is like in a spectrum of color. Think of it like that, right? Each morpher connects to the morphing grid in a different way, but it can only access one color per morpher, right?
Okay.
So based on the morphing grid spectrum that they're attaching to is how many rangers they're going to have. So like in the classic, you have, that's why you only had, you know, one red ranger, one blue ranger, one yellow ranger, one black ranger, one blue ranger, one pink ranger, not you know, two blue rangers. Let's disprove my theory. That's why you only had one of, that's why you only have one of each color, just because if more than that try to exist, what'll happen is the connection to the morphing grid itself will corrode.
Okay.
And that, we're not going too much further into that. So, speaking of that, the morphing sequences, we're going to take a look at just the original because we're all familiar with them and it doesn't change much. But also the 2017 remakes new morphing sequence.
Right.
So, here we go. Good ads. People are going to watch this video and see ads on the video and then also inside the video. It's going to be adception. I never understood the decision to not have them have chests.
Yeah.
What do you mean chests? Oh, show the chests. Okay.
Yeah, like it seems like that's just a. They could have just not done that, and it would have been easier.
You know, I also just realized how, you know how we were talking about Sabretooth and the mammoth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fucking Tommy's just dragon.
Well, yeah, he's Godzilla. A natural animal from the Japanese region. Anytime the Dragon Zord came on the screen, hype. I guess we're gonna combo with some of the Zord part here as well. Bro, did either of you all have the Dragon Zord or the Megazord toys growing up?
I think I had some of the toys from Power Ranger in Space.
Bro, I
I
just
don't
love
ever
it.
remember having any of the dragons or anything. Just mainly action figures. I know I had.
Figures too, yeah.
I do remember having the red Power Ranger, you know, in the ninja costume.
True.
But
Okay.
Lord.
Okay, hold on. No, don't go to next video. So yeah, so the morphing sequence was pretty good for the classic. Let's see. Here we go. Here's the new one that they did after many years. They were like, let's redo it and make it this. Okay. Whoever did this decided to splice together. Big Joker is a... Yeah, this is how it does. Oh my lord, this is horrible. This is... Never mind.
Yeah, I'm
this isn't
sorry,
a-
but that's disgusting.
That's not
Oh,
the
God.
actual thing. It's not it. That's not even
They-
Billy anymore.
They really didn't even
Looks like-
try.
Looks like the kid from Shrek.
Yeah, they
Alright,
really didn't. They didn't try with that.
So, villains, morpher, and morph sequences. And what part of the Zords we've seen so far. I'm still saying high A, low S.
I get
I know.
that. I get
Yeah.
People that have made it this far to the video probably are going to make a wild guess and be like, I bet I know what rank they're going to put it in the list.
Mhm.
But it's the classic. This is partly nostalgia for you people to watch back and be like, oh, that's so good. So good. Just don't whisper it at us like I just did to you all. Anyway, Zords. Into it. Hmm. I'll just skip past the finishers for the most part. Here we go. This fucking sequence is so iconic that they redid it for the fucking 2017 movie. Well, not the tank, unfortunately. The tank would have been cool. Alright. Big boy standing up. What a great product. A superhero robot toy that not only has a human form but also a cannon form. Like, what genius design, right?
Yeah. Like it's done, done before with Transformers.
Okay, wow.
Except it wasn't from animal to, Zords. They were, cars to...
Robots in the skies. So, funny thing is, back in, I want to say, 2009, this was back when I worked at Amazon, they did a redo of the Dragon Zord, the Dragon Dagger back then, right? But because the people that owned Power Rangers at the time were not the people that owned this version of Power Rangers, because Saban held on to that. They sold the franchise, but they held on to the rights to the seasons that they shot, if I'm not mistaken. But it came down to they weren't able to get the rights for the original Dragon Dagger theme. So there was just this random grouping of Dragon Daggers, and like that had a theme that they played that was not the dun 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 dun, was not that. It was bad. Moving on. Such a cool thing. Big old Durgan. Oh, okay, we've seen this one. This is where they combine. That's useful. We've seen that just a moment ago. Okay.
Product placement.
Disney, sponsor my video. Always a cool formation for the Dragon Zord as well, where he just became a shoulder wrap. I never understood the Brachiosaur here. I didn't understand his whole thing. I always missed the episode that explained when they got him. So I was just always confused, you know? Moving on. Their final technique in that form was just a bunch of guns. We're on to the Thunder Megazords now. Yeah, no, Red Thunder Zord. Red Thunder Dragon Zord. Peak Zord.
Oh.
And then they became his car. So it's just another one of those things where I watched it and I was like, what? Uh-huh. He becomes tall. I always thought the Thunder Megazord had a better design than the Dino Megazord.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
If you can't tell what this is, you're a fucking idiot. Nay! The Tiger Thunder Megazord, or Thunder Tiger Megazord. I did always appreciate that one of the techniques for that Zord was throwing a bird at you. Also never understood this turtle guy. He also has guns.
Because they weren't turtle enough to be part of the Turtle Club, man.
You heathen. Alright, we're moving on.
Alright.
Birds with guns.
Now we're getting into, I guess, what, Ninjetti now?
Yep,
Yeah.
the third season. The birthplace of the classic line, I'm a frog. I appreciate that they gave the gauntlets to the hands so that they didn't bruise up the ape or the wolf Zord's faces. Pretty sure. I think this is gonna have the Falcon Zord joining the mix. I was wrong. It was the same sequence. I fooled you again.
Like, they could have almost used Wolf Fang Fist on that attack.
Ape face knuckle. Ah, yeah, the Falcon Zord, man. Zed wanted that. Okay, I like what they did with the cockpits in this season a lot more than they did the last one.
Oh yeah, there's a lot more fucking room.
Yeah, seriously. Oh yeah, here we go. Well, not this. You just got double punched in the chest. That's not the best. No! Rangers! So funnily enough, there's a red version of Ninjor that they say is a armored version of the red Ninja Storm Ranger on the toy. And like I looked at it at Walmart one day for like a solid 5 minutes. I was like, these bitches. Okay. I don't care. Oh no. We've been hoed again, gentlemen. Ah, here we go. The Shogun Megazord time. I swear it gets better. Are they actually gonna... Okay, this is the actual morph.
Oh, they're using hand signs. Yeah. Oh my god, I said it wrong.
They're gonna use the Reaper Jutsu. No!
Hey man, you don't make fun of that attack. That shit's.
You know what, Andy? I just did. What are you gonna do about it?
I mean, dude, it's probably like the. I know we're getting off topic, but it's like one of the most strongest. Well, it's not even really a jutsu. It's a fucking sealing technique.
It is.
And then again, they call those jutsus.
I also thought the sword for this was cool as shit because it came out as fire, and I was also a child and very obsessed with the idea of sword fire. Okay, we'll end it with the Brachiosaur. You can definitely tell each season came out further and further along in the Sentai series because, like, if we look back, right, oh, not this guy. This guy, right? It's pretty standard to what, like, when did fucking Kyuranger even come out? No, it's not Kyuranger, it's Zyuranger. I'm fucking dumb. 92. So yeah, that was... They were still pretty heavily influenced with like how robots and stuff looked in the 80s during that time frame, so that's why that came out looking like that. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. I am just saying that it's very blunt.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want it to be too I'll think of the word here in a minute.
But I mean, then we look at the next iteration, the Thunder Megazord. This has so much better going on for it. I feel, it's got a better developed weapon. Everything looks more like actual armor.
A lot more colorful.
Yeah. And then we even get all the way to the, the the Ninja Megazord. Very colorful as well. Yeah, I'll give you that. But, it has the feeling more of like, it's hard to combine a bunch of dinosaurs into a humanoid appearance and make it kind of embody dinosaur, I guess is the best phrase. But with like the Thunder Megazords, those are all based off of like Eastern mythology, Eastern mythos. And so whenever they come together, they become an Eastern mythos themed Megazord. Same with these. These are all, Japanese ninja styled things. So they come together. It has the air of a ninja in this situation. I feel like because of the constraints of how robots had looked for a very long time in the initial one, and it was one of the first ones where they branched out and had multiple Zords come together to become one in Sentai as well. The combination of everything just didn't feel like it embodied what the team was. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, the Shogun Megazord is just cool as fuck. That's the toy I always wanted. My motherfucker was cool as shit. Alright. I guess pretty unanimous. We're putting it at S. Thunder Season. Yep. It's all S tier. Big fucking surprise. It had Tommy in it. It was the original series. Wow, you made it through the entire video only to find out what we said at the beginning of it. Congratulations. Welcome to the end of the video. I'm ending it now. Goodbye.